Okay, we're going to talk about group 31 words in this video. So to abrogate something means to repeal it or to take it back. So for example, if you were to abrogate a law, that means the law goes away. Aghast means that you are horrified. Maybe you feel aghast at, like some kind of attack in your neighborhood or something. Apprise means to inform somebody about something. It's often used in the phrase to keep someone apprised. So keep me apprised of the latest developments. Basically, just let me know. To beguile someone means to charm them, to kind of attract them, to stun them, to daze them. It's often used in a relatively positive sense. So if you are beguiled, you are very charmed by somebody. Boon is a good thing. It's a thing that is an advantage. So if you get, like, let's say, a new job, it could be a boon, or obviously a bag of money could be a boon as well. If somebody is callous, they're heartless, they have no heart. Think about a dictator who just callously destroys a large segment of his or her population. To coddle somebody means to treat them in a very pampered, almost spoiled manner. If you coddle a child, that's probably not the best parenting technique because they're not going to learn when they can't have something. The crescendo is the highest point in a musical piece, kind of like when everything culminates in the crescendo. Extenuating means something that lowers the severity of something, often used with the phrase extenuating circumstances. So let's say somebody commits a crime and you say, yes, but there were extenuating circumstances. That means there are other things we have to consider which make the crime seem not so bad. Frenetic means a lot of energy, fast paced, just like a crazy pace. The world today is quite frenetic. Fringe means on the outskirts, kind of on the outside. So a fringe idea is going to be iconoclastic. It doesn't really conform to convention. If somebody's hapless or some organization is hapless, what that means is unlucky or unfortunate. Typically, like in a romantic comedy, the opening character is a hapless individual. Nothing's going right, everything's going wrong. Immaculate means perfect, ideal, super clean, unblemished. There's very little immaculate land on Earth today. To obfuscate something means to kind of cover it up or to make it harder to understand. It's quite related to the word obscure. If something ossifies, or if you ossify something, that means you make it rigid. It kind of like it gets stuck. You can't change it from that point. It hardens. Okay, let's go ahead and scroll down. So a pastiche has two meanings. One meaning would be a piece of work that imitates another piece of work, but it can also mean like a collection of various things in one piece of work. Perspicacious means discerning or shrewd or clever, so this is a good thing. Ponderous is not really related to the idea of pondering, which is to think deeply. Ponderous means like overwhelming, difficult to manage, difficult to complete. If a task is ponderous, it's a very difficult one. A recluse is a person who just stays in their home all the time and shuns society, so very similar to a misanthrope. To retaliate means to exact a revenge, to go get back at somebody because maybe they wronged you. Rhapsody means a very strong, pleasant feeling. It has a positive connotation, so if somebody's in a feeling of rhapsody, that's a good thing. Serendipitous means fortunate or by chance, but kind of in a good way. So another way to think about that would be like lucky. To shirk something means to avoid it or to evade it, often used with the phrase to shirk your responsibilities. So if you shirk your responsibilities, you're not doing the things that you need to do. Speaking of that, sinecure is a very easy job. So if you're able to secure a sinecure, that means you're just basically chilling at your job and getting paid for it. Sinuous is very similar to the word torturous. It can mean windy. It can also mean flexible, like lithe. So if you're describing a road, it means windy. If you're describing a person, it kind of means flexible or lithe. Sordid means salacious or sleazy, kind of like a sordid story would talk about the underbelly of society. Stanch means to stop or prevent something. So if you stanch a blood loss, that's a good thing because you're stopping the blood loss. Surfeit means an excess or an abundance of something. So we are obviously studying a surfeit of vocabulary words. There you go. Ulterior means underlying or secondhand, often used with the phrase ulterior motives. So if you bring a turkey over to somebody, you might have ulterior motives and you want them to do you a favor. And then finally, voluble. Hopefully this video wasn't too voluble. It means to talk a lot or refers to a person who talks a lot.